I do this thing with my shows anyway, where it's like, if you want to go alone to my show and you buy a ticket alone, which a lot of people have like, oh, I'm gonna look like a loser or whatever. I go,
go live your life.
I'll give you a free meet and greet, which I generally, it's part of a VIP package or I charge for it because. Not to be a dick, but because you just can't meet everyone. So you got to put some kind of like, and if you can't afford a meet and greet, I'm always just like, I'll just give you one. But I will definitely give you a free one if you go alone to a show, and then I'll, say hi to you after the show and stuff, because I want more people to go to comedy shows, but I think so many people miss out because a lot of people who listen to podcasts and who like comedy don't have that many friends. And that's not a dig. Like, it's hard to make friends. It's hard to maintain friends, especially when you get in your 30s and everyone gets partners and kids.
After 25 or 26, making new friends is it can be so brutal.
So hard. And finding the right person to go to a comedy show with that might be very raunchy. Like, you don't want to bring a first date necessarily. You don't want to bring your mom. You don't want to bring your sister. So people struggle. And it's like, I just encourage people, go alone, because you will meet people there. And also, I've never been to something and seen someone alone and been like, what a loser.
Nah.
Like, there's no part of me that I wouldn't even clock it, I don't think. Nah. So I would encourage people to go alone.
Also, a theater is the best place to go solo, I feel, to something. Because it's just like, it's in the dark. No one's any wiser that you're solo. I'm
going to Taylor Swift with my fans. Like, I didn't get Swift tickets, and so I was just put it out on my Instagram like, it sucks I didn't get any tickets, And people just started, and I wasn't even trying fishing, and people were like, you can go with me and my friends. And I'm like, just random fans out there, like, we have 4 tickets, and if you want to go with us. And so I'm like, I will go with fans.
That's sick.
It's so awesome.
Be a crazy night for them.
Yeah.
And I'll pay for the ticket. I'll fly to you and pay for the ticket. But I'm like, I will do anything. I mean, it's very important to me to go to as many of these shows as I can, and it would be fun. And I feel, being a Swiftie, I identify more as a Swiftie than I do as a comedian or a woman or anything. I really do. And so it's just a commonality that you have with someone.
Me too.
Are you a Swiftie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Are you truly a Swiftie, though? Like, big time?
100%.
Really? So don't you feel like when you meet another
fucking hate
Swiftie?
people from Oklahoma and St. Louis. You guys just, God, dude.
I feel a kinship with them. Like, I'm sure your podcast listeners, if they run into each other and they both find out that they listen to the show, they're like,
awesome.
oh my God, we're instant friends. And that's how I feel about other Taylor Swift fans. It's like, you have this commonality that is probably a deeper bond that I share with most of my best friends. Like, you have this thing that you love so much. I mean, do you guys have anything that you're obsessed with?
Wait, can I just ask real quick?
Please.
Because my fiance is a huge Swiftie as well.
Yes!
And she now is like, we got tickets to one of the shows.
Yeah.
And now she's trying to get tickets for another show because she's like, I need to go to multiple of these things to see the different openers. Are you going to do the same thing? You said I'm going
not
to
for the openers. I just want to see her as much as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go to as many as I'm going to spend all of. I just bought tickets yesterday. $6,000 for 3 tickets. I know. I just heard a gasp from the next. I mean, and I'm not bragging. Like, I don't spend like this on anything. I live in a modest apartment in St. Louis. I buy secondhand clothing. I'm not a big spend. I drive my mom's old beat up Lexus. I bought her a new car, but I'm not someone who spends a lot. But this is like, I can spend this insane amount of money that would be like a trip to Europe or the Middle East. We don't know really. Or I could go to this one night that would be the best time of my life. In fact, like, it's just,
I think if you're Jewish, you can
it.
go to Israel for free one time, right?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish there was a birth rate for Taylor Swift shows. That would be awesome. Oh shit, we gotta start that. Like, if you're like a blonde white girl who grew up on a Christmas tree farm, you get but you get to go to free.
Are you a Swiftie? Yeah, my uncle was. My aunt was. That's right.
You're only a Swiftie if your mother was.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you don't count. You do not count.
No, I go to Taylor Swift listening parties. Not listening parties, but like Taylor Swift.
Out of here. You serious?
Dude, it's the best time I've ever had in my life. Is going. Have you ever been to one?
No.
Okay, so I would really recommend it.
Yeah, this shit is religion.
You
man.
go.
This is crazy.
You go. I went to one in St. Louis, and they had at this point like 3 that year. So this is like an ongoing thing.
Listen to the
tickets
music.
sold.
We sacrifice a fan, and then we all just like kind of hang out and like just in our love for her.
We
Wait, what was the second one? We just hang out.
We smeared him with our period blood.
Oh, jeez.
we burn an effigy of Jake Gyllenhaal, and we call it a night. Yeah,
Sorry, what?
But it's so simple. So all you do is you go, and there's like 5 people on stage that like run the event, and they go around the country. They make so much fucking money off of just pressing play and having like, they have a big screen with like her music videos playing, but there's not any like real talent that goes into just being like, girls, are you guys ready? I mean, and you, but like, but it's mostly a bunch of women and like, and some gay guys and guys with good taste in music that might be, and
yeah.
But I think, and I took my boyfriend went because at the time I had vocal cord surgery, so I couldn't speak, and so I needed like a translator with me at all times, and so he went with me, and he was like, I've never seen a room of people with so much joy for extended joy. It's like just a 2-hour-long joygasm. He was like, I've never seen anything like it. It was infectious. He was like kind of like scared of it at first, but he was like, this is just magical. And people, you get to go on stage and like sing. I brought in like a microphone just to like hold to pretend like I was like, I was just a fan that it was so much fun. And so my goal for 2023 is to start a Taylor Swift cover band and like start adding dates to my shows. Like I go into town before or after, and I do a cover band of Taylor Swift, and I just donate the proceeds because I just want to do it for fun. Like I'm not trying to make money, but there's such a built-in. I'd probably sell out bigger venues doing a cover band for Taylor Swift than I would my own comedy shows, and it's the best.
What's your favorite album?
Oh, that's a great question. It's actually my favorite album is Reputation. And I know it's shocking. Yes, not a lot of Swifties feel that way.
Oh my God!
That was the one that got me. I was going through like a tough time with a guy, and then "Delicate" is my favorite song of all time, and then "Ready for It" just opening that. There was just like, I loved it. But then
I think that's the tour that I went to.
Really?
How long ago was that?
That was 2018, I think.
Yeah.
17, 18. Yeah,
that's the one I went to.
Oh,
And
was it great? It's the one on Netflix.
Yeah, I was like, I understand why this is such a why it's so like electric for people, because she really like puts so much effort into it.
Yes. She just like, I don't know. It just makes you. I just wish she would have been around when I was in high school. It just like she helps me feel my feelings, which are all like fucking pent up as hell. Like you guys get it.
Yeah.
You're boys.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
feelings. They're hard to access, and especially as a comedian,
Well,
like you just look at everything like
drywall. It's so easy to get it out. This is how I express myself.
Yeah. Comedy is like, it's just so, music is so sincere and comedy is so insincere. I mean, because I don't mean to get all in the net on you, but like, it's like, there's this thing of like, everything, I can say something real, but I got to cut it with a joke. So I can get really vulnerable, but I got to go, I'm going to, don't worry, it's not too real. No. And music, I mean, there's like, when you're singing, it's like you're like crying. Some men that are like singing, I'm like, that's so feminine almost. They're like, whoa, like Neil Young's voice. Do you ever hear Neil Young, like the quintessential rocker?
Singing up there,
yes,
Neil.
yes. Because think about Neil Young, like he's this like amazing rock star that's just heralded as one of the best of his generation or any generation, and he sings like this. He sings like a little. He sings like you think Susan Boyle would sound like. Like he sings like a woman, but we like are like he's such a fucking rocker. So there's something for me that I feel like with comedy, I'm just kind of like, it leaves something to be desired for
vulnerability.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, hey man, I'll trauma dump up there. It doesn't go well.
Yeah, you got to make it funny.
Yeah.
And then if you make it funny, it kind of takes away from the truth of it.
Yeah.
Do you ever say something too real and people are just like, no, man, we don't relate to that. You should get some help.
You should start marketing some shows as stand-up trauma shows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's not comedy.
I mean, I've cut like a decent chunk of shit out because some of it is just too, like when I talk about like kids getting beat, like Christian youth in the Midwest, like some of them get it. Others are like,
well, what's your angle? You're talking about like
childhood,
just like getting beat as a kid?
No, not me, but like
he's talking about beating up children.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
When I pivot to that, they
love that. Yeah.
Okay. No, I bring a kid up there and I beat the fuck out of
the demonstration is what really.
Yeah. No, I'll just like talk about like my childhood and like how my cousins and stuff would get beat and so and I used to like act some of it out and people would be like, ugh.
You know what? I love that because I feel like That's what I want to go towards, is things that people go, you can't talk about that. And it's like, well, that's because getting beat as a kid is so fucking awful, and there are kids getting beat, and we do need to talk about it. And we're not making fun of the victims of it. We're talking about it's a thing that's
Unless
happening.
they make a weird noise, then it's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. Continue.
No, I just think that I like that, making people uncomfortable with that stuff. Not to just make people uncomfortable, but to
it's actually being vulnerable. It's not like you're not like, hey,